This is Sanjeet Narvekar talking to veteran and noted writer, producer, director Mr. Vijay Bhatt, who is one of the rare persons to have witnessed the silent era and continued on an active film career right up to the mid 70s. Sir, shall we begin at the very beginning? When and where were you born, and can you tell us something about your early life in the town?
Well, Mr. Narvekar, I was born at a small little town of Paritana. It is famous for the city of temples. It's a place of Jain's pilgrimage. And there are a number of temples with artistic architecture and all that. And I was brought up by my father, grandfather, and my grandmother because my father was serving as a guard, railway guard at outside Jaltatal sir at Gondal State Railway. And there from the temples, I was just got the inspiration from this architecture and artistic figures and all that. But then it was just an impression. I couldn't dilate on that.
Can you tell us something about your life at that time with your grandfather in the village, in the town?
My grandfather was Munim agent of Anandji Kalyanji Peti, which is called the welfare institution of the Jains, who the pilgrims used to come there and they used to look after their conveniences and all that. So I studied there up to 6th standard and in the high school. And I'm just proud to say that I was always the first, and my colleague, one Mr. Gami, he was the second. We were chums from the beginning. He is still there in Ahmedabad. We meet sometime often and remember our old memories.
You were telling us something about the inspiration that you drew from the artistic architecture of the temples and all. But was there any atmosphere of creative arts in the house? Your grandfather, your parents?
My grandfather was not particularly inclined to that side, but my father, he was just a poet in his own right. And my mother was a good singer, folk singer, and she had a very good sense of humor. And then she used to copy and imitate the persons exactly. And I learned from that because direction is nothing but imitation. Copy the person's how the way of speaking and the way of walking and all that. So I got little inspiration from them.
But what were the creative activities, for example, in school? Any
School,
teachers?
I was appearing in recitations, little dramas and all that. And then in the school, particularly, you see, I used to go to in the vacation to my father's place and have that impression of railway life, how what is there, which later came in Station Master we produced. Then the school teacher, one Mr. H.A. Dave, Harishankar Dave, he was so fond of music and he used to encourage the students their inherent capacity, intelligence, he used to bring out. And whenever I came to Bombay or in vacation and went back, I used to see dramas and all that. He asked me to sing a song from the drama in the hour in the school period. He was such and he made, on the contrary, I must say that he made my life.
I see. The school teacher,
The
Mr.
school
Harishankar
teacher,
Dave.
he was very inspiring and he inspired me, and he is ideal and his artistic temperament and music.
At this time, when you were in the town, was there a cinema theater or
No,
did you
no,
get
no,
to see
not
films
at
over
all.
there?
Not at all. I remember the first cinema there is one tennis club where His Highness the Maharaja and the officers used to play tennis, and club was there. They brought some moving pictures like from Lumiere Brothers produced, you see, and just moving train and moving people and all that, and we were wonderstruck that in the photo in the film photo as are moving film are moving first time that I was wonderstruck.
What was your age at this time approximately?
At that time, I was maybe about 13, 14.
How was it that you came to Bombay later on?
My father, he left the service of the guard, and then my maternal uncle opened a shop in market, Mulji Jetha market, and he took him as a partner. And because my father thought that if my children are staying here, there is no future for them. There must be a big field. And in metric, I joined Marwadi Vidyalaya. Marwadi Vidyalaya on Sanders Road. It is still there. And there I passed my matriculation examination with distinction in mathematics.
In Bombay, what was the first film that you saw?
I saw the first film of Phalke's Kaliya Mardan at Majestic Cinema. And Phalke's daughter played the role of Krishna, and I was really wonderstruck. Then I used to see films from this Hindustan Film Company in Nasik, where the mythological pictures were produced, because there were no social pictures at that time.
But did seeing films become a regular hobby with you?
No, not like that particularly. But when I came in college, then I used to visit English movies also at West End, Pathé, Excelsior, Empire, Reginald Denny, Norman Carey, and Norma Shearer, and Rachel Talmadge serials, Eddie Polo, action pictures. And I saw the pictures of Betty Davis, Charles Boyer working together, who died recently,
Yeah.
Betty Davis. So that was more or less a habit.
When you were seeing films at this age, what were you really looking for? Entertainment, or even at that time you were looking at it from a technical point of view?
No, at that time, when I was in college, our silent films were produced by Kohinoor Film Company. Dwarkadas Nandas Sampath was the producer. He was the Carl Lembe of what you call India. And he started producing social pictures. And one Mr. M.G. Dave, Mohanlal Dave, he used to write these stories. And 15 days, every 15 days he used to give screenplay, and the pictures were produced by and directed by Homing Master and released in Imperial. At that time there were no double projectors, single projectors. So as soon as the one reel is finished, then lights are there and then title next part follows immediately. So not like that. And then there was no restriction of smoking or selling things. Peddlers were coming in and all that, and all smoke and all that. It was something disturbing, you see.
But at this point you were not aware of cinema as a medium.
But then we, after seeing these pictures, M.G. Dave's pictures, and you see, we had an inkling for writing. My brother Shankarabhai Bhatt and myself, I was in college, and we used to write stories. He was serving as at Ashok Swadeshi Stores in Princess Street. There is that building, round building. And I used to go there from the college there, and then we used to come to your home near Alankar Cinema opposite, and used to discuss story in between while coming. And then we thought that why not we sell our story to the one of the producers. So we went to M.G. Dave. He was a relative of us. But then he said that this Kohinoor, so I don't think they will need of this story, because I am writing all the stories. Then he directed us to Mr. Manilal Joshi at Lakshmi Pictures, Chowpatty. And he gave a letter, and we went there. Then there was one Pathan, Umar Pathan, a gatekeeper. So he stopped us that no, nothing, nobody will see you, you can't go, what are you, boys, whatever, we have got stories. Jao. Then incidentally, this same Pathan came when we started the studio. He was in our service as watchman. And when we came in the car inside and saw this Umar Pathan, that well, you stopped us at that time, now you won't take anything. आप तो अब मालिक है, न जाने खुदा कब क्या किसको बना देता है.
This
So-
was the studio at Chowpatty, na?
Chowpatty.
Chowpatty you had. Acha, before that, sir, I would like to ask you a little bit about your college life also. Since you say you had a distinction in mathematics, and I believe you did your college at St. Xavier's, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you tell us something about that? What you were studying and what
You
was
see,
your aim?
San Xavier College, I was going for engineering. So I took science. The tragedy was that I failed in mathematics.
What happened? Too much of story writing?
No, that also. And this trigonometry and this calculus is very difficult. But then I failed somehow or other. Then I thought that now, Abhi, I won't study now any further. So then what to do? Something must be done. So my father suggested that why don't you become apprentice at BEST. At that time the BEST used to, Bombay Electric Supply Company, used to prepare apprentices for the officer's post. And we have to work for 3 years in every department. But side by side, I took the International Correspondence Course of London, that lighting and traction course, electric lighting and traction. And I got the diploma in that. But then my mind was always on this cinema, story writing and all that. So I couldn't pull on.
How much salary were you being paid as an apprentice
Apprentice stipend 100 rupees
per month?
per month.
And when you became a superintendent of the drawing office,
I think 600 or something
600 rupees.
like that.
But that was a very good amount in those days.
Ah.
No? So when you left BAST to start writing for films, was there any opposition from the BST people in the sense, why are you leaving? You are a bright worker.
No, I told them that my mind is not in this and I can't work anymore, any further.
What about your parents? Because you were drawing a good salary and film was a very uncertain career.
But then parents say that by that time our stories were being sold.
I see.
For the first story we sold, I tell you, Royal Arts, there was Royal Arts Studio there under the Grant Road Bridge. A.U. Sen was the proprietor, and Mr. Ardesh Mirani, who was the producer of the first talkie Alamara, he was the managing director, he was managing everything. And he was a very nice man and all round, photography, editing, everything. So we went there and Mr. Irani said that you go to the A.U. Sen's bungalow, Seth's proprietor's bungalow. So we went there on APNC Road, Husnabad, on the seaside, on the veranda. He was just on this Jula, and then he heard our story, and he was quite impressed. So he told the Mr. Irani that this boy's story is good. You take it. Then he
This
said
story that you are talking of is Vidhi Nu Vidhan.
Vidhinu Vidhan. It was about widow remarriage. So, but then Mr. Irani said that you now write the scenario. But we don't know how to write the scenario. Then he used to call us every night at Majestic Cinema and teach us how to write the scenario scene by scene. And he was the partner in Majestic Cinema, one Mr. Abdul Ali and himself. And he used to have his dinner there and they were all sitting and it was like a club. Some other members also used to come and just. So like that we started.
Sir, just a little before that, you had done a play.
Yeah.
Tell us something about that play.
Play, I'll tell you that when we were young, we used to come in vacation. There was one Mr. Lalji, he was in one Natak company. And my uncle was very well known to him. So he made us sit in the focus box. We were very fond of dramas, dialogues and all that. And he used to write, speak dialogue, make them by heart and all that. Then we had thought of writing a drama, Lakho Purani. And it was taken in Bangwadi at 400 rupees. And it was a super hit. 1 year it ran. After that, we wrote another drama. What happened in that main character who was to play main role. At that time, males were doing female role. But drama was to be first inaugurated. First night was on New Year's Day, and he went to Mahalakshmi, and then he fell down and he broke his leg, and he couldn't work that day. Now, all of a sudden, any new artist to be brought, it's very difficult to make dialogues by heart and all that. And then he made a mess of the whole thing, and the drama was failure. And then we thought that now it's no more drama.
So your first play ran for 1 year and your
Yeah.
second play ran for one night.
One night.
So let us turn back to your stories. The first story of yours which was filmed was Vidinu Vidhan. This was about widow remarriage, I think.
Yeah.
no? Can you tell us something more about it?
Jillubai was the heroine, and Vakil, Mr. Vakil was there. He was Madan Rai Vakil, he was the hero, and Mr. K.P. Bhave directed that picture.
Which was your next story which was filmed?
Then Pani Mein Aag, it was directed by Nagendra Mazmudar.
Then I think you had one film with Prithviraj Kapoor, Gulam for Imperial.
Yeah, he worked in our picture, silent picture.
Then there was one more, Saryu Bala.
Yeah, Saryu Bala was a historical subject, and about Shivaji and Shambhaji, they ran away from the Agra fort in the fruit baskets and all that.
While you were doing all these stories for other film companies, when did you float your first film company as a producer?
Then we produced one Dilli Ka Chela. We just took about 2,000 rupees from our father, and then at that time the artists were not paid so much, and we made the picture in 7,000 rupees, complete cost. Yeah, and then there is one funny incident. One Mr. Gangaram was working in that picture as a hero, and he had this
Mole on his cheek.
on the cheek, and in between he fell sick. Now what to do? Because we can't afford to carry on picture like that. It will be very costly. So Mr. Yakub, the famous actor who became famous afterwards as a character actor, and he worked in our picture Samaj Ko Badal Dalo also. He came for work, and we saw him, and he had also a mole on the cheek. So we took him in that for half the picture, and the picture was completed because silent, there is no sound, nothing, and people they were not so critical at that time, and the picture ran.
I think this
And
is
that
the
picture, 3-4 weeks, all at that time pictures were not running more than 4 weeks. कोई extraordinary picture होता 8 weeks, 7-8 weeks, because there were titles and all that. One English, Hindi, Gujarati, Urdu every time, because to express what is the story. And one American producer has rightly said that title writer must be a poor man writing a telegram. He made the economy of words, because you should not obstruct the viewers with long titles.
I think this is the only example of a film in which two people played the same hero's role.
Yeah.
Huh? But tell me a little before that, how was this company launched? With whom did you launch it?
That only we two brothers. But then afterwards, we started a Royal Film Company with Mr. Shanti Dave, my maternal uncle's son, and my another maternal uncle, and we produced that Black Coast Kala Booth. At that time, it was Hindi titles as well as English. And Master Vitthal, Indian Douglas, he played the hero's role, and Madhuri, in Ranjit Film Company's heroine, played this. So there was one bath scene also, a bath scene of Madhuri at China Creek we took, and it was colored by hand at that time. And then so many pictures were colored, full length pictures, and it was I'll tell you the story. When I went to America, and I went to Life and Time, and with photos of Ramaraj and all that, I said that we have no interest in this. Then I told them that there is a system in India where pictures are colored by hand, painted by hand. He says, you bring the story of that, how the artists work, because one family worked, and every family had one character, so that they can keep the continuity of the color of the costumes and all that, like that.
But in Black Ghost, only the bathing scene of Madhuri was colored.
Yeah.
The rest of it was black and
The
white.
rest was black and white.
You were also telling me about the cameraman who was on it.
I have one Mr. V.M. Vyas was the cameraman. Now, what happened one day with the fight, while taking fighting scenes, he came in mood and just cranked the camera because there was no motor, electric motor. It was hand-driven camera, and he turned the handle so fast, and but we couldn't see at that time. There was no custom of seeing rushes. We can't afford to take out rushes. So when we saw the complete picture in the morning in cinema, it was all slow motion, that fighting, because rapid turning, and then we have to retake that.
Shot again.
Uh,
How much was Master Vitthal and Madhuri paid for this film?
Master Vitthal was paid 1200 rupees per picture. Because in 1 month picture is used to be finished. Madhuri 1500.
1500. Oh, so Madhuri's price was more than Master Vitthal.
Yeah. But then afterwards, Master Vitthal became a big star.
Big star. How much did the picture cost totally?
That picture cost about 10 to 12,000.
Then your next film was White Devil.
Yeah.
It was directed by Balwant Bhatt.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about Balwant Bhatt?
Balwant Bhatt was in Sagar, the assistant of Nanubhai Vakil. Later, Nanubhai Vakil was the director. And then he came to our studio. And there was one Pandit Anuj, writer, who later wrote the Bharat Milap and Ramraj dialogues. He came, and we interested him in the direction of these pictures, White Devil and then Passing Show and all that.
I think White Devil had Noor Jahan, Master Vitthal again.
Yes.
Gul Banu in it.
Yeah.
And tell us something about your next one, Heer Ranja.
Heer Ranja was my brother Shankar Bhai. He was sent to Lahore by Sharda Film Company because in Punjab there was no market of Hindi pictures. There were Eddie Polo and serials in English. So we made an office because all these Sharda pictures were action pictures because it is only visual. So there was no dialogue. So we have to cater to those people. So then he met one Mr. Hakim Ramprasad. He was the proprietor of the Capitol Cinema. He proposed that why not we produce one picture. Then he selected the subject of Heer Ranja, and we came here. At that time, Kardar, Kardar, was a poster painter on the street posters, and he used to come on cycle to my brother's office, and he said that Mujhe bhi take me to Bombay. I am also very fond of acting and all that. Then he brought him with one Mr. Ismail. Ismail, he was a character actor. And we stayed with them at our place. In the terrace there was one room. And he worked as his husband. And Ismail worked as the villain, Kado. And Sulochana Bilimoria, they played Bilimoria. They played the heroine's role. In the beginning, Mr. Karani, Pesi Karani, was the director. Then later on, Chaudhary, R.S. Chaudhary, Ramashankar Chaudhary, he became the director. And the picture was very good, artistic. And there was the first time there was a kissing scene in the picture, Indian picture.
I think along with Kardar in this film, Mehboob also played an extra in this film.
Mehboob also played an extra role. He was put in one's casket, and she was thrown into the river Ravi. That was Mehboob.
Mehboob
He
played
as an extra.
Tell us about Passing Show.
passing shows, silent. Silent, Mr. Naveen Chandra was there. And the director was I
Balwant
think,
Bhatt, I
Balwant
think.
Bhatt.
I think Baby Madhuri also was there.
Baby
Meena
Madhuri.
Kumari's elder sister.
Yes, Mila Kumar, I forgot to tell you.
And then I think you made Gunagar with R.P. Bhatt as director.
Yes, Rishikesh Bhatt.
Again Vittal and Noor Jahan,
Ah.
Gul Banu. Was this Noor Jahan the same Noor Jahan as...
No. That singer, famous singer, this is different.
At the time that you became a producer during the silent era, what was the structure of the industry? What were the major problems? And
There was no sound, nothing. There was no problem. The studios were open. And on the top, there were malmal sheets. And we used to have reflectors, silver paper reflectors. And have light the artist with that. And when there is special lighting is to be done, that mirror is taken, and from the mirror it is given to reflector. Now, in those days there was no chemical dissolves and special effects or that. So we had to, supposing we want to make a dissolve, then we put the camera, and outdoor is a dissolve. Then we just keep it the same magazine there, and then we do go to outdoor, and then again reverse and
re-expose on the earlier.
re-expose. And then there were no filters. So diffuser were not there. Diffuser also. So we used to have the net, thin net before the lens to soften the figure. Like that it was going on.
That means all the effects were made in the camera and not in the laboratory.
No.
Everything was made in the camera. What about the artificial lights and all that? Were you using artificial lights or only available light?
No, there were no artificial lights. Electric lights, there was no question of electric light.
What was the average cost of production in those days? Average.
Average means silent pictures.
Silent films, yeah.
10 to 15,000. We can't afford more.
And who were the major stars?
Oh, in that silent days, Sulochana, D. Billy Moria, E. Billy Moria, then Madhuri, then Gauhar also was there, Miss Gauhar, and Noor Jahan, and
Master Vittal.
Naveen Chandra, then Chandra Rao Kadam, who is having that studio at Chandivali studio. He was, then his brother Harishchandra Rao was there. And these were stunt artists, Chandra Rao and Naveen Chandra.
At about this time, you also opened a distribution company. You acquired Sony Mehwal.
Sony Mehwal, that was in Lahore. He purchased Mr. Hakim for about 11,000. North India, whole India. The whole North India, including Punjab, Baluchistan and all that. And it was a havoc, 11,000 rupees for distribution rights. It was wonder. We had distribution later when this Kurukshetra was produced in Kolhapur. And we took the distribution of that. And Mr. Peshkar was the distribution manager, who later went to Mr. Shantaram, Silver Screen Exchange. Only one picture we distributed, then we left it. Then we distributed our own pictures sometimes, silent picture.
But what were the themes of those days? By and large, action films only?
Action and fantasies, you see. Because emotional or sentimental themes we can't afford to make because there is no, talky dialogue or anything like that. But then Kohinoor made such pictures and they were quite successful.
What was the technique like? Did you use a lot of close-ups, mid-shots, moving camera?
Camera movement was not much there at that time. But trolley was there also, panning and all that. But not much of technique, you see, because we can't afford to have to waste time in such technique. We have to hurry up.
So you are one of the few people who has witnessed the changeover from the silent era to the talkie era.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you remember what those days were like, when first talkie came,
Yeah.
the reaction of the producers. What was your own reaction when the talkie came?
Then, first of all, we never imagined that film will have sound. And Charlie Chaplin also was not confident about that. That's why he made that Modern Times or what was it, just
Yeah.
a mockery of talkie. Uh, but then the Vitaphone was there. So records were Warner Brothers Vitaphone, records were there, and film was separate. Then sound on film came by Audio Chemics machine first. Then the RCA came, then Western Electric and all that. And then by and by it improved. But the main problem was the studio to be closed studio, because sound should not be there. And if the studio is closed, you want artificial lights. So we have to install the special switchboard for artificial lights, this baby lights, 5 kilowatt lights, 2.5 kilowatts lights and all that. And then we started like that, but it was just a shock, a jolt. All of a sudden, we have to keep with the times and all that.
It must have been a very expensive changeover, considering that all these things had to be brought in: sound,
Yeah,
artificial
yes.
lights.
You will not imagine our studio we built, a Garlic and Company had built the studio for 8,000 only, girders and all that. And now it may cost about 1 lakh or 1.5 or 2 lakhs. And the camera, we had to use the blimp. Now hand camera won't do. The motor was there, electric motor, and synchronous motor must be there. Sound also synchronous motor. There were no magnetic tapes. There were only sound. So if you have to retake, you retake it. But then you scrap that. In magnetic tape, there is a facility that you may not transfer that Angie shot like that. So it was by and by developed.